Hello, this is Miss Baucom. This week we're working on our standard algorithm with multiplication. The students so far have learned, hopefully, the area model, partial products. Some have learned lattice method, which I don't talk about or really carry on further with lattice method in my class because it's not really based on number sense and place value. It's kind of more of another algorithm, kind of like this is. But students should not have been introduced to algorithm until they get to 5th grade. If they have for extra, then that's fine, but 5th grade is the first year that it is written in our standards that students learn the standard algorithm for multiplication. So we start with reviewing just one digit, so I'll have the kids do up to, I'll have them do up to a 3-digit by a 1-digit to start with. And if you want to know how your students are doing based on this concept, most of our students should have the same exact graphic organizer in their binder. I can't get it all on camera, but it also has this mini anchor chart that we put in our notebook whenever we first learned this concept. That kind of walks you through the steps if they need just like a little push for guidance, especially if I'm helping somebody. I tell them to reference that to try to answer their question. So I would first ask them to solve a multi-digit times just a 1-digit to see if they know how to regroup correctly. So just like we regroup when we add and subtract, we're going to have to regroup with our multiplication because number sense wise, sometimes our facts end up being larger than just a single digit number. So we'd start with 5 times 4. 5 times 4 is 20. Alright, I show the students this. We drop the ones place, we carry the tens place. Because 21s would mean that I have 2 tens. So I've got to carry my 2 tens over and drop my 0 down in the ones place. Now, we have to multiply by the next largest place value, so 5 times 9. And we just start with the lowest and work our way across. 5 times 9 is 45, plus our 2, because we're just carrying over 2 tens. I'm not going to add first and then multiply, because based on my order of operations, just like I talked about last week with powers of 10, we do multiplication or division before we do addition or subtraction. So you can always remind your students, you want to multiply first, then add what you've regrouped, so that we're making sure we're only adding 2 tens and not changing this to 11 and then multiplying it by 5. So we've got 45 plus 2 would be 47. I'm going to drop my 7, carry my 4. 47 tens would mean that I have 7 tens, making it 70, and then my 40 tens would become 400s over here, which is why we regroup. And then I'm going to do 5 times 7. 5 times 7 is 35, plus my 4 makes it 39. And I usually circle it so that I know that I've used it. I've modeled that with the kids. I've shown them they can cross it out, but I've really emphasized that we need to know that we have written them up here, 1, because we're not doing all the math in our head, and 2, that we cross it out or mark it in some way when we're done so that we know we are finished with that one. Because when we get to our double digit, when we get to our double digit factors, we're going to need to know that we've already used it so we don't use it again, because I'm noticing that error a lot in our students' work as well. So finally we'll add our comma, 3,970. This is how you would multiply a single digit number. And keep an eye out when your students are solving, if you ask them to solve a problem for you at home, that they're regrouping correctly and that they're actually writing it, and then that they're marking it in some way so that they know that they've already used it. Those are some of the most common errors that I'm noticing. Okay, and if you need to draw this on their paper or have them write this every single time they have to regroup, then so be it. If that's what it takes for them to start remembering to do it, then that's what it takes. Alright, thank you guys. In the next video, I will do double digit multiplication.